This is Marcus Da Fingaz, D-A-F-I-N-G-A-Z, back with the Sampleist, and in this video we're going to talk about the Sample Logic Vocal AI. Before we get into that, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to this video to be updated and notified for updated videos that we share with you. And also, even though this library was provided by the great team over at Sample Logic, they have not had a chance to provide any input on the content of this video, and also that will not affect our judgment of the video and the plugin. So before we get into it, let's talk about Sample Logic, the Vocal AI. If you're familiar with their AI series, I guess we can call it the AI suite of plugins, you'll see that this plugin looks very similar to those other AI versions in the Sample Logic series, but this is the vocal synthesis modernized. They use Western and world voices. They use a lot of motion, expression, and sequencing. You can have animated and mutated vocals. These are like cinematic vocals that allow you to create very diverse sounds. You have 25 individual vocalists and choirs. You have an intelligent motion engine. You have this quad core engine that allows you to layer up to 4 sources. You have the step effects. You have animators. You have LFOs. You have an XY core mixer here. You have randomized options. You know I love randomized options, so you can randomize preset sounds parameters. You have over 450 multi-sampled instruments and presets. They're all tagged and categorized. You have 5.5 gigabytes of sample Kontakt. It does require the full Kontakt player version 6.7.1 or higher, so it does require the full Kontakt version. And also right now you can get it at the great intro price of $174.99. That is $100 off the normal price. So at the time of this recording, the price of Vocal AI from Sample Logic is $174.99. All right, that's just a quick overview of the stuff that it comes with and that you need to get it up and going. I'm just going to play through a couple presets right now so you can get an idea of what Vocal AI from Sample Logic sounds like. I'm going to mute my microphone and we'll play through a few presets. Here we go. that's just a handful of presets. So as you can see, we'll get back to the browser shortly, but I'm going to show you just the default plugin here. You have your 4 core elements here, your 4 sources that you can layer on top of each other. You can use anywhere between 1 and all 4. You can turn them on and off here. You have some sequencer options you can layer, of course, your volume. Whenever you see these waveforms, if you're familiar with the Sample Logic UI from other plugins, you can click the waveform there and adjust LFO options. We won't go into all the details because there is so much you can do here, and there are plenty of great videos that you can watch to get the details of this plugin, but you have LFO options. You can adjust the speed, the intensity, the fade in. You can retrigger so that each note, when you hit the note, it will retrigger this LFO if you have that selected. So you have that option. And then again, you can choose your core preset. So let's just select, we'll turn these other cores off, and we'll just deal with one here. Here you can, right now it's on Ancient Giza. You can click the preset there and it'll open up that window. You can also adjust the source. So you have so many options there. Remember, when you have this pop-up menu, you also can select the options here. So the core preset will be here, the source preset will be here, and you have all these options. You can use the arrow here to choose between sources. You can also go here. So many options. You have these tags here. So let's say I want a beatbox. I didn't go with hear any beatboxing when I did the demo. I was just doing playing through. But let's say I want this box to beat. There's some beatboxing. Let's say I wanted military drill. So you hear that going on. You can also filter between your search, so you can filter between source, step animator, effects, and some favorites. So if you want to have some favorites and you want to say, I like this preset, you can go there. So that is your core and your source. You have different filters here. So you have your low cut, high cut, resonance, velocity. Again, you can click the waveform there to adjust the LFO for those filters. And you also have your AD, SR, really just the A and the R. You have your attack and release here, and you can adjust the attack and the release of the sound. So let's go to let me find like an airy, not beatbox. Let's just go to a Crowdland here. So if I want to have the attack come in, fade in, you hear how it's fading in a little bit. And if I have it all the way up, you probably won't hear the sound. Very low. But you can have it fade in a little bit, and then you can have a faster cutoff. So, and then you have a velocity intensity, and you can add some energy. So let's say it seems like it's adding a little bit of saturation there, and then you can pan it left to right. So if I go left, right. Hopefully you can hear that. If you have headphones on, you can really hear that. And then these 3 knobs here, you can adjust some settings over there. So let's say I want to adjust the pitch of this. I want to transpose it. If I want to have a selected range of my MIDI keyboard, so I only want this core to play sort of this selected range, you can also have that selected range on your MIDI keyboard for that. And then you can adjust the output if you have a different sort of monitor routing on your system. And that's the same sort of presets that you have for all 4 core elements. They're all the same options there with your filters, your ADSR, your velocity, panning, and your settings and pitch. So that is sort of the core presets. In the middle here of this core menu, you have this XY pad. So this will allow you to set up automation, or you can just set sort of the standard default where the knob will be. So let's go to a preset. We'll go to vibrance here, and we'll show the core sort of XY pad. So you see all the layers playing here. Let's say I just want the story synth to be the predominant sound. Or maybe you want this one. What's great about this is you can record the automation. You have some settings here. You can adjust the speed, the direction, the trigger time. You can learn your MIDI CC to adjust the knobs there. And then you can record your automation. So let's say I want to record something like this. And now I just hit play. And whenever I play, and whenever you play a new chord or note, it will re-trigger that automation that you recorded. You also have default automations here. So let's say I wanted to play this Horizon event one. As you can see, that's going back and forth right there along that horizon. So that's a really great way to animate those sounds, those chords that you set up, those custom sounds you create, a great way to animate that. Next, we're going to the step sequencer. This is where you can build in sort of the step animation effects and things. You have a lot of presets here. We won't get into all of it, but you can adjust the steps for your different layers here. You can have a note, stutter, glide, free play, stutter, alternating, and then you can have your velocity stepped also. And you can adjust different presets here. So you can set up different step animations and effects. You can adjust the number of steps, whether it's 8, all the way from 0 to, I believe, 128, which is a lot. Usually people will do like 816-ish, maybe 32, but you can go up to 128 if you want. And you can adjust the speed and the octaves for the steps. And also on these pages, you can adjust the sound. So remember, if you're on this page, if you see core preset and source, that'll take you to the same setting no matter where you are. So you see core preset will take you here. You can adjust the cores and sources. So you can always adjust the sounds from these different pages. If you click this will turn on your sequencing. And let's turn those off. And you can hear the sound is just a straight like pad. And let's turn the sequences back on and you'll hear those animated. You should hear some of that animation going on. That is the step sequencer. And of course, if you want, you can solo one of the chords here or one of the layers. So you can hear what number 1 is doing. Let's hear what number 2 is doing. And you can also go in here and you can get fine detailed. If you hit the pencil, you can edit even more options. The swing, you can edit the ARP type. If you have arpeggios, the reset. So you have a lot of options just by clicking the pencil there if you want to get really, really granular with the editing for your steps. One thing to add when you are here in the step editor of the plugin, you can use this MIDI drag and drop feature so that now whatever you play will be recorded as MIDI, and you can just click this drag and drag it into MIDI, and you can use that same MIDI for any other sound that you have loaded up. So that's a great way to just trigger some things in, have a sequencer play a step sequence, and then you can use that same sequence on other sounds that you have in your DAW. So a great way to use that feature. You also have quantize, stutter, and freeze effects here. So many options and layers that you can do. You can copy and paste things from different settings here. So really, really powerful way to get some built-in animations and sequences and things on your sounds. Next, we will go to effects. So you probably already heard some delays and things going on. You have 6 effects with, I think, 20 options per. I won't count them here, but I believe you have 20 effects that you can adjust. You can have the same effects if you want on all of them. You can have no effects on all of them. So really powerful, and you can adjust them per layer here. So let's say on number 1, we have this. I want to solo this. And let's say we want to turn those off. Turn that off. As you can see right there, there's 3 delays going on that plugin or on that source. So let's see, we can bring on the compressor, saturation, EQ. I want to turn that off. Start to hear the effects come in. You also have effects chains presets that you can download. So let's say I want to use this November Rain preset. You can hear that tape saturation going on, some chorus delay reverb. Let's say I want some soft ice. Have some valve and flanger stuff going on, and you can go in here and you can adjust each of the different presets as needed. And if you click sort of on the left side of the knob there, or the button there, you can get some more options for editing that effect. So the different speed options, different presets if you want there. You can adjust the level, the saturation, and the output, or in that case, saturation. Let's say, for example, we have the vowel. I can click there, and I can have the same settings there for that vowel setting. So you have so many options, again, for those different settings. You can turn them on and off with this big knob here, and you can adjust which effect is there from the drop down. So you have 6 effects per sound source, and you can have 20 different options for those effects. So yeah, a lot of options. And then last but not least, we'll go over to master. Actually, there's one thing after master, but the master, you have sort of those same 6 effects, but you can adjust them for the overall, all 4 sounds that are layered together for the overall master output. So again, you have the 20 or so effects here you can adjust, turn them on and off, and again, you can click on the button there to adjust those different effects. And then you have some presets. So you can have the different effects chain presets for the master here. You can save your presets, custom presets. You can load up presets, and you can latch some things so that when you make changes, it won't affect every sound that you choose. So many options is really, really powerful. One more thing before we get to the demo is this random option. You know that I really, really like having a randomized option. So if I click random here, it will adjust random different sources. It'll pick random settings for each. And this is the sound we have. Beatbox stuff going on. I'm gonna hit random again. Let me turn off solo. Hit random again. And it just randomizes different settings. You can choose what the random feature does by clicking these 3 dots here, and you can say, hey, the random settings will adjust the master effects, the XY pattern, the presets, the sources, the step animators. You can have anything or everything selected if you want, and it will randomize everything. It might get kind of weird, but maybe you want that. So let's select it all and see what happens. And it looks like it might take a little longer when you have all those settings to randomize depending on the speed of your computer. Yeah, so you can have some fun building some just sound design just by selecting all the parameters and hitting random a few times. We're losing some tonality because we have all those features selected. Yeah, really, really great sound design capabilities just by choosing all those random options. Let's deselect some. So I believe the default was just on preset. So we're going to just deselect everything except preset, and we will allow it to randomize the preset, maybe some sources for all 4 cores. Again, you can say I only wanted to randomize core 4, but we're going to select all 4 cores. Hit random. You hear it randomizing those sounds. Yeah, so a lot of fun to be had with vocal AI. I can't stop playing with it. All right, so let's get into the demo. We're going to jump over to the demo I created using only vocal AI. So let's jump over to that now. All right, so that is the demo I created using only vocal AI. For those who are wondering, it's just a F major 7 to G major to A minor. Typical, 4, 5, 6 chord progression if you're in C major, or 5, 6, 7 if you're in A minor, or 6, 7, 1 if you're in A minor. But let's start with, I use this vocal AI backup choir. I'm gonna hit solo here so you can hear what's going on with this sound. Basically the core chords. Really a lot of effects going on, really wide sound, heavy vocals. I really like that sound. I just looked through the presets. I looked using the tag ensemble choir and selected backup choir, and I like the way that sounded. So that is the first sound. The second sound is vocal hidden AI passage, and I use this as sort of the solo instrument in the demo. For that, same thing. I did a search here for short staccato sound because I wanted the sound for the solo instrument to be short, and I went to effects and disabled a lot of the delays and reverbs and things. There's still a lot of reverb things already there, but I disabled a lot of it because it was doing a lot that I didn't need because of the first option that we had from the backup choir. So let's play this one. You hear those sounds playing, sort of like that solo in the piece. And then last but not least, I didn't want to add too many layers here, so I stuck to 3. I have the Starship Enterprise that comes in the second half of the demo, and this is more of some more ethereal, like wider sounds. And I think I just looked up the preset again, reversed. I wanted some reverse sounds, and I didn't do too much tweaking here. I think I left the effects the same for the most part. Yeah. Starship Enterprise, this is what that's playing during the second half of the demo. So very, I would say like a heavenly type sound. I really like that sound. Vocal AI Sample Logic. Here are some thoughts. I really, really like the plugin. There's a lot you can do with it. Haven't even touched the surface of some of the settings and presets. Of course, you have so many layers, 450-ish, over 450 presets you can have fun with seems like infinite possibilities. Also, what I would like to have, there's a lot in there already. What I would like to have in sort of a future version is if Sample Logic could get some gospel choir sounds, like the Baptist gospel choir sounds, some really great choir sounds and vocalists in there. That would be incredible. But as is, the instrument is definitely well worth the heavily discounted price, $100 off that you can get it for right now, $174.99. Vocal AI SampleLogic, another great addition to the SampleLogic AI suite of instruments. So definitely check that out. So shout out to SampleLogic for providing this plugin for us to review for you. Vocal AI is a great addition to the AI suite of plugins. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Sampleist for more great videos like this, and we will see you in the next video. All right, peace.